I left a trip early because it got too expensive. I'm 28 and got invited to my friend Hannah's bachelorette party in Miami. The second the invite went out in the group chat, I wrote back saying I needed to know all the costs up front because I'm on a strict budget right now. I just moved into my own apartment and my car needed new tires, so money was tight. Everyone replied saying it'd be around $500 total and I could swing that, so I said yes. 2 weeks before the trip, the maid of honor Vanessa sent a Venmo request for $300. It was for the Airbnb and the party bus we'd take around the city since we'd all be drinking. The message said the bride wouldn't have to pay her portion, so the rest of us would split it. I sent the money even though that was already more than half my budget. I flew in Friday afternoon and met everyone at the Airbnb. There were 8 of us total. Right away, Vanessa announced we had dinner reservations at the steakhouse downtown at 7. I looked up the menu on my phone while getting ready and my stomach dropped. Entrees were like $60 minimum. I pulled Vanessa aside and asked if we could maybe go somewhere cheaper, and she laughed and said the reservation was already made. At dinner, I ordered the house salad for $18 and water. Everyone else got steaks and lobster and bottles of wine. Hannah ordered this $95 tomahawk steak and 3 cocktails. The bill came, and this girl Bree just grabbed it and paid with her card before anyone could see the total. I figured we'd Venmo her our individual amounts later. The next morning, I asked Bree how much I owed for my salad and water, and she looked at me weird. She said we're just splitting the whole check evenly. I said no way, my meal was $18 and everyone else had surf and turf. She rolled her eyes and said that's not how it works when you're in a group. I said I specifically ordered cheap because I told everyone I was on a budget. Then Vanessa jumped in and said obviously we're covering everything for the bride too. I was confused because nobody mentioned that in the group chat. I said I thought we were just covering the Airbnb and transportation for her. Vanessa said that's ridiculous and asked why I'd even come to a bachelorette if I wasn't going to pay for the bride's entire weekend. I looked around and all the other girls were nodding like I was insane. I did the math in my head. If we split that dinner 8 ways and covered Hannah's portion too, that'd be like $200 just for one meal. We still had 2 more dinners planned, plus brunch, plus the boat rental on Sunday that nobody had mentioned the price of yet. This was going to cost me over $1,000 easy. I told them I didn't have that kind of money and I made it clear from the start. Bree said I should have figured it out or not come at all. Another girl whose name I don't even remember said it's common sense that you pay for everything for the bride at her bachelorette. I said I've been to 3 other bachelorettes and we never did it that way. Vanessa told me to stop being cheap and just put it on a credit card. I said I'm not going into debt for a weekend trip. She said then maybe I'm not mature enough to be at adult events. That pissed me off. So I went to the room I was sharing with 2 other girls and started packing my stuff. Hannah came in and asked what was happening. I told her the other girls were being rude and this trip was way more expensive than anyone told me it would be. I said I felt uncomfortable and couldn't afford to stay. She asked if I was seriously leaving her bachelorette party early and I said I didn't have a choice. She started crying and said I was ruining her special weekend. I called an Uber to the airport and changed my flight to leave that afternoon. It cost me $150 to change it, but it was cheaper than staying. On the ride there, Vanessa texted me saying I was selfish and immature. Bree sent a long message about how I embarrassed Hannah and myself. Hannah texted saying she couldn't believe I'd do this to her. I didn't respond to any of them. When I got home, I did the math, and if I'd stayed the whole weekend, it would have been close to $1,400 with all the split checks and covering Hannah. That's almost 3 times what they told me it would cost.